We talk, Ged, a lot about momentum in this game and how it can take you places and how you can suddenly lose it. When you've had some good results like you've had in the last two away games, is Saturday, Tuesday that little bit more appealing when you can take some momentum into it?
Yeah, I think because we haven't actually won on Saturday. We've had a Tuesday game coming up, so this is a first for us. So hopefully we'll go into this Tuesday game full of confidence and hopefully get a good run started.
Those little psychological milestones, are they things that you think about? Is that something that you were very aware of when you won at the weekend?
Trust me, you think about everything. You think about everything that's gone wrong. You think about everything that's gone right, why it's gone wrong, why it's gone right. You think about everything goes through your head, and obviously that's just another thing. But superstitions, I'm not really, they say I'm a superstitious person, but I'm not really. I just mess about with the lads. But you think about everything, and you got in your spare time, you think about how you can get things right. So I think you're right.
Is there a big difference between superstition and doing things that give you confidence? If you can do things that give you confidence, is that a good thing?
Well, it's not just that. If you do superstitions and you win games, even though they don't count, you still do them because you want to keep winning. So you'll do anything to win. And if you think one little bit helps you, you'll try it again.
How big is psychology? And obviously you're in this position working with first team players. You're the guy that's making the majority of the decisions these days. Have you seen a step up in that, in terms of the mental side of it with first team players?
Well, yeah, because first team football is all about winning, getting points on the table, where obviously 23s and 18s developing players through. So yeah, psychology comes into big, massive. You've got to get them on board with everything, how to go and win games, how to go and what position to take up on the pitch, how to play really. So you've got to give them as much information as you can. Hopefully they take it on board. When
you're recruiting, which you've done quite a lot recently, how do you assess the mental side of a player? How do you know that they're not just the right player in terms of their attributes, but also upstairs?
Well, you don't, do you? You go and watch them play, obviously, and you talk to a lot of people that's worked with them or working with them, and sometimes you have to take it on board that they're going to come into you, and sometimes it's a gamble, and sometimes you have to just take them gambles, especially when you've got a low budget. You have to do things like that. Young players as well. You don't know how they're going to react, but luckily enough, the ones we've got involved responded really, really well. That
ability to integrate a relatively large number of new players from January into the squad. I know a couple of the new boys from the very end of the window started at the weekend. How important has that been to make them all feel like they're at home, like they're involved?
Well, the staff, we all have meetings and we say how we're going to treat the lads to get them in, to make them feel welcome, and we're lucky to have a group of players in the change room that are not alone, that are all permanent players that are really good, and they welcome them all in the change room. They've got behind them, helped them a lot, and when they go on the pitch we make them feel comfortable and tell them to go and play like they have been playing at the sister club. So they've all come in absolutely flying, and hopefully it continues.
I think I'm right in saying that with Mayor gone, everybody's future is up in the air come the end of the season, and there'll be decisions to make. In your experience, you'll have been there as a player when you're either leaving a loan spell or you're out of contract in the summer. Does that kind of sharpen you up and make you play for your future almost?
Well, I'd say so, yeah, but this day and age now, players are getting tapped up by other clubs probably right now, and they've got the futures planned, some of them. Hopefully not at our club, they'll all want to stay here. Hopefully we can finish as high up in the table as possible and make the playoffs, and they'll make them all want to stay, because there's a lot of players in that change room who do really well at this club if they stay on.
That element of togetherness that we're talking about, can that help that? If you come to a club, have a good experience, you'll want to stay?
Well, it's like anything. If you go to any job and you're happy in your job, you want to stay, you want to work there, you want to go in every day. If you're enjoying it, if you go to work and you're not enjoying it, you don't want to be there, do you? And the way our club is at the moment, everyone seems to be on board with each other and all really enjoying it, from the chef to right through to the cleaner. Everyone, we're all on board together and we all want to go the right way. So as I say, if you're enjoying your job, you do want to stay, and hopefully that'll make our players stay.
Because it's so results dependent, how do you make it fun, and how do you make it so losing isn't the end of the world kind of thing?
Just try and take the pressure off them as much as you can, and just have to give them credit for when they do really well, and when we do lose games and we make mistakes, you have to correct it and make it better and go in the next game, take every game as it comes, and hopefully it works from there.
I know you spoke about Ged Brannan at the weekend, and you always have faith in him, and you said to him, don't worry about the penalty miss, and he's stepped up and got the 2 goals. For players, will there always be a bit of uncertainty until they establish themselves, until they reach those little milestones, until they make an impact, basically?
Well, especially goal scorers. If goal scorers come in and they don't score a goal, they miss a penalty, the confidence goes down, and I think that's really high up for goal scorers. If they've got no confidence, they don't score goals. So for him to come in and bounce back after missing a penalty, score 2 great goals Saturday, it shows what character he's got and what he's about. And I'm sure that it'll kick him on from now on, and he'll go in a lot more confidence front of goal now.
I came in here determined not to talk about the changes in January and players leaving and stuff, but I've just got one thing. The goals that you lost with one individual, Mellon obviously, would it almost be an ideal situation if you replace those goals from lots of different places? If you got 15 goals from 5 players, would that be better than one player coming in and getting a load?
I don't care who scores the goals, as long as we win games. You're going to lose a player like Michael Mellon. Any team's going to suffer. He's a top player. Obviously, he scored even for Dundee last weekend. He's a good player. He scored a lot of goals here. He's good outside the box as well. He's a good all-round player. And he's a good lad. So we've missed him massively. And wherever he goes, he'll do really well. And I hope he does. But the lads that have come in, they'll all be ready to go. And as you say, if Ged goes on and takes over Michael and scores a lot of goals, I'll be made up. But if they come from everywhere else, I'll be made up as well. As I say, as long as we keep winning games, I don't care who scores them.
As far as the form and the team is concerned, you were part of the setup earlier in the season where this place was a fortress and you were unbeaten here and winning home games, and maybe away was a bit of a struggle. In the time that you've been in charge, that's turned on its head. Away from home, the form is, I think you've got about the 9th best away form in the division now, but you've not won a home game yet. What's changed?
Luck. That's it. Luck. If you look at our home games that we've drew or we've lost, we've had like the penalty, for instance, like Ged hits, the keeper saves it, it goes right and it comes back right in the middle of Ged and Joe Adams. It could have fell to one of them for a tap in. So it's just all about luck. We haven't had the rubber degree at home, and I'm sure things will change. I can see things in training. It's starting to change for us, to look. So hopefully if we keep on working hard, it'll change for us.
Because I know the way that you want to play, you've talked a lot about winning the ball high up the pitch and putting pressure on people in possession. Sometimes does that suit itself to playing away from home, because teams will have more possession by nature? Yeah,
definitely. Obviously we're really good on the counter, aren't we? So when teams are coming at us constantly, when we take the ball off them in a good area, we break on them fast and create chances, and that showed on Saturday. If we would have come after that game on Saturday 4 or 5-1 winners, you couldn't have said anything. We missed a few chances, but we counter-attacked really well, and when teams come at us like that, if they give the ball away, we'll be on top of them.
Would you say that it's about being effective, like possession, for example? It's about the quality of it rather than the quantity. If you do something with the ball, does it not matter if you've got 28% possession or whatever?
Listen, all that matters is who's got the most goals at the end of the game. You talk about possession, the count possession is having to throw in for the long. You have to throw in 30 seconds, that's 30-second possession for you. It doesn't. I'm not bothered about possession. As I say, it's about who scores the goals.
And they've shown, particularly away from home, back-to-back away wins, that killer instinct, haven't they? How pleasing is that, to have that cutting edge in your team?
It's very pleasing, especially when you score late on. It shows that we're going for the jugular right all the way to 90 minutes, and we've scored 2 in the last two games late on to win the game. MK and Colchester Saturday's game, Crawley. So if you keep going till the very end, you'll always get chances. If you stay in the game in this league, you'll always get chances to win the game.
This trip to Walsall is that game in hand that I feel like we've been talking about for about 3 months.
Me too.
You're 4 points off the playoffs. Back-to-back away wins have got you back in contention. You'll be 10th, I think, and a point away from those playoffs if you win this game. How much of an incentive and a motivation is that?
Yeah, a big one, yeah. We're going into the game, we're going there to win the game, to take the 3 points. Obviously, it's a different game against these. These are very physical, go very back to front really quickly. Where Crawley Saturday tried to play football and play around you, so it's a different game for us. We'll have to different mindset, win the second balls a lot Tuesday against them and break on them. So we will get chances against them, so I'm definitely going there for the 3 points.
What kind of a difference will it make? We talked about psychology and about enjoying coming to work. To be back considered playoff contenders, a point away from the playoffs, how much of a boost would that be?
massive boost. Confidence will be all over the place. And then we've got a home game Saturday, which everyone keeps going about our home form. As I said to you before, it's look at our results. It's all luck. The games that we've lost at home and we've drew at home, it's all luck. So if we get a good result, whether we get a draw or we get the 3 points on tomorrow, we're going to Saturday's game full of confidence. Then hopefully we can go and get 3 points there.
You talked about contrasting styles there. Do you come up against all kinds of stuff in this division? Because increasingly in the lower divisions there are teams who want to get it down and play, but also there'll be the sort of more pragmatic that you've talked about. Do you have to be very flexible, or do you stick to what you do?
No, you've got to do a bit of both. You've got to stick to what you do, what you believe in, 100%. But obviously when you're playing certain teams, you've got to match them. Like as I said tomorrow and Saturday will be very physical from set pieces and stuff. And you have a team like MK and Crawley who try and pass the ball through you, so you have to change it. You have to change for your opposition.
What's your personnel situation looking like? Anything new to report?
Yeah, Brandon got injured on Friday. He was playing Saturday. He was in training. He turns, plays a ball and does his hamstring. So we don't know how long he's out for at the minute, but it's a fairly bad injury for him, which is a massive blow for us, because not only would he be good for our club, he'd be good for the league. He'd be one of the best players in the league if he's fully fit, and he was just getting there. He was just getting fully match fit. So we were all excited watching him play, and next minute he pulled his hamstring, which is so disappointing for us and for him.
I was going to say it's a big blow for you, but how's he taken that news?
Oh, he's gutted because he's worked ever so hard to get to match fix. He hasn't played many games this season, so for him to put the work in that he's done and then comes back and he's fully fit and then does that, I feel really, I'm gutted for him, to be honest.
How important is it, particularly because he's new to the club, that there's that support there? Obviously the medical stuff will take care of itself, but just having someone to talk to, stick an arm round him, be there for him, because he's in a new place.
Yeah, all the players have been great. They've all been texting him, phoning him, and obviously when he done it on Friday we were all around him, so they're all there for him. All the coaching staff are there for him, and as you say, the medical staff are doing a great job for him. Is
there any scope, if that turns out to be quite long term, to bring anyone in, free agents and stuff?
Well, there's always scope, isn't there? Let's just see what happens, and obviously we stay injury free for the next couple of weeks, and obviously we might need anyone then, but if we do, we'll have a look at that.
Get money for your old phone, MazumaMobile.com.